Hey everybody, Mark Agnesi here again in the back room of Norman's Rare Guitars. Welcome back to another episode of Guitar of the Day.
Woo!
So, tuning issues with the Mustang yesterday did not stop it from selling. Yeah, it's gone. It wasn't tuning either. For those amateurs out there, tuning and intonation are two different things. I always tune up before I play. Intonation, that's somebody else's job there back in the back room. Somebody had their head shoved firmly up their ass on that day. Which has such been fixed. That has since been fixed and shipped. It's gone. Yeah, sold. Also, the 53 Gold Top from Saturday is gone as well. So, Saturday, yeah. 2 in a row. The streak's back on again. Oh, let's see. It's Weird Ass Wednesday. It's also ES Wednesday. I found a guitar to kind of bridge that gap. And it's stupid weird, man. It's still Gibson. It's not some weird quirky brand. But for Gibson guitars, this was one of the weirder models. And it's black. It's super sexy. I think you guys are going to thoroughly enjoy this for your Weird Ass Wednesday. Come on back. Check this out. This is from 1976. This is an original Gibson L-5S. The solid body L5. Original ebony black finish. Gold parts, ebony board.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
That black, though.
Gotta love the factory black Gibson guitars. So, a lot of you are probably going, what in the hell is this?
It looks cool.
Yeah. This was a very, very high-end model. I believe this was for solid body guitars, this was pretty much the top-of-the-line model. So we actually did one not that long ago, maybe two Wednesdays ago. Was it 2 Wednesdays ago we did the... yeah, because we did Weird Ass Wednesday last week. We did that L5
oh, yeah.
CES, which was kind of the jazz guitar, the 17-inch carved top jazz guitar. 1972, right in the smack dab midst of the Norlin era of Gibson guitars, they started to do this model, which is basically a solid body version of the Gibson L5. The very first ones of these, the 72, 73s, I think just those 2 years, these guitars featured this horrible, in my personal, not so humble yet informed opinion, those horrible low impedance pickups that were also on the Les Paul Signature and the Les Paul Professional and the Les Paul recording model. They sound fantastic if you want to plug right into a board. Is that not how you cut your last record? Yeah, me neither. And I think the Les had like the microphone, the boom stand would come out of there, and there's all sorts of weird stuff. So yeah, the first ones had low impedance pickups. Once you get in around 74, they switched out the pickups and started doing what they call the Super Humbuckers, which were on this model. But you'll notice, still has the L5 trapeze tailpiece, same way you'd see them, although it now has the S on there. We have the harmonica bridge. Oh yeah, it's the 70s, baby. Like I said, the super humbucking pickups still have volume and tone for each pickup, still have the 3-way switch. Ebony board, just like a regular L5s, big old block inlays. Look at how fiery those inlays are too. That's some serious mother of pearl right there. Lots of color. And then of course, like the L5s, we have the crazy multiply binding both on the body and on the fretboard. Fretboard comes to the point. Bound headstock, we have the flower pot on the headstock in pearl as well. Big old volute. That's what this guy is right here, the volute. You'll start to see that in 1970 on pretty much all Gibson models. And you'll see that through the 70s. That's kind of one of your telltale signs. Exact same tuners we had on that L5 that we did before. And let's look at the body. Because the body is actually, there's no spruce on this like, the L5s are spruce top. This is actually 3 pieces of maple. So we have a top, a back, and then we have a midsection here. 3 pieces of maple, all sandwiched together. Look how thick that binding is. They're just cool, man. The majority of these you're going to see were either in natural or they were in just that heritage cherry finish. But the black is so rad. Why? Because Keith had one in black. Actually, Paul Simon had one in black as well. And Woody. You'll see Ronnie Wood had one. Actually, Ronnie Wood has a signature model L-5S that came out a couple years ago. Slightly different appointments, though, on his.
I like the black and the...
Yeah, with the binding, the multiply binding. It's pretty sick. Now let's talk about what's been done to this guitar. Other than natural play wear and just getting used. The only thing that's been done is the refret. How do we know? Look at that. The binding does not come up over the frets. That's your telltale on the Gibson guitars. The frets are sitting on top of the binding. Plus, that's a pretty big fret, which I gotta say, feel amazing on this guitar. Whoever refretted this did a hell of a job. Really, really killer, really, really fast and playable guitar. No pick guard on this. You'll see there was never any holes for any guard. Actually, I don't know if any of these had pick guards. But man, yeah, it's one of the oddball models that they did. Super expensive at the time. Really, really high end. Lots of, you know, binding this guitar probably took a ridiculous amount of American man hours to do. People bitch a lot about how expensive Gibson guitars are. No, buy something from China then. You know, I don't know what to tell you. You want Americans to make your guitar in America, we like to pay livable wages here. Guitars cost a little bit more. Why don't we go out to the couch? No jazz today.
Yes.
Christ. Yeah, no jazz. It's black. Keith had one. No jazz. Why don't we go to the couch? We'll plug this guy in. See what it can do. See if we can keep the streak alive here. All right, we're out front. We have the 1976 Gibson L-5S. Solid body, original ebony black finish with the gold parts. We are going through a Fender 65 reissue, deluxe reverb today. All EQs at noon. Just a little bit of reverb. Let's start up on the neck super humbucking pickup all by itself. Let's see what we got there. Moving on, let's go into the middle position. We're listening to a combination now of those two super humbuckers together. Bridge pickup. Got to tune up real quick. Cool. OCD, just to get the amp a little bit hairy here. Let's see what we got. from 1976. There you have it. Original Gibson L-5S. Solid body. Original ebony black finish. Multiply binding ebony fingerboard. 2 of Gibson's Super Humbucking pickups. Of course, you have the L5 tailpiece with the harmonica bridge. Man, come on. It's been refretted, but nobody cares. It plays like it's fantastic. There's your Weird Ass Wednesday for this week. Follow me on Instagram at Mark Agnesi. Follow the store at Norman's Rare Guitars. And check this and the rest of these guitars out online at normansrareguitars.com. We'll see you guys back here again tomorrow for another episode of Guitar of the Day. Till then, peace.
Bye.
Bye.